Hello, and this is Mrs. Brown. This recording is going to be going over the Unit 8 graded assignment. In the Unit 8 graded assignment, you will be creating a collage digitally. So to get started, you need to go ahead and open up GIMP. Okay. Now, to start this project, you're going to go ahead and open up a new file. You'll go ahead and click File, New, and we're going to use the 800 by 600 template. You'll see there 800 by 600, and then go ahead and click OK. Now, something new that we have not done in previous units is open up images as layers. So we're now going to click File, Open as Layers. If you click File, Open, when you open the files, you will get different tabs. You need to make sure that you click Open as Layers. And what you're going to notice is when we open as layers, over here in our layers list, these images that we open will open as layers. So we'll go to wherever you have the course resources on your computer. Some of them might be on your desktop. Some of you might have them saved in your documents. So wherever you have them, that's where you're going to go. So we'll go ahead and open up the Tech 30 course resource files. We will go to Unit 8. And for our first project, we are going to open up images 1, 2, and 3. So to open these up at the same time, I am going to select image 1. And then on my keyboard, I'm going to go ahead and hold the Control key down, CTRL. And while I'm holding that, I'm going to select images 2 and 3. You'll see all 3 are selected. I'll then come down and click Open. And notice I have 3 layers over here. Next, we're going to go ahead and save our project. Always want to save our work. Click File, Save As. Navigate to your course resource files again. And in Unit 8, we're going to go ahead and save this project as Collage. And we're ready to get working. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to crop our images. So if you were creating a collage with physical images, you would literally cut them and you'd crop them to make shapes that you like. So we're going to do that here digitally. So on the layers list, you're going to select any of these 3 images. It doesn't matter which one you select. Any of them, you can work with any of them that you would like. So I'm going to go ahead and work with image 1, and I'm going to turn off the eye icon next to the other 2 images to go ahead and hide them. Now my first step, we're going to repeat these steps for all 3 layers, but for the first step, we're going to click the layer menu, and we're going to come down to transparency and go over to add alpha channel. What this does is it makes the part of the image that we crop transparent. Now with our rectangle select tool, we're going to click and drag around part of the image that we want to keep. So over in our toolbox, remember if you hover over the tool with your mouse, it'll go ahead and tell you the name of the tool. So we want the rectangle select tool. I will then click and drag around the part of the image I want to keep. And if you want to adjust it, you can use these box handles to make it bigger, larger, wider, however you want it. When you have your selection how you want it, you're going to click the Select menu up above, and then you're going to click Invert. This selects everything outside of the selection, okay? And now we're going to click the Edit menu and then Cut. And it's just like we have a pair of scissors and we removed that part of the image. All right, so now we're going to move on to another layer, and we're going to repeat everything we did except for one difference. So let's go ahead and select image 2, and we're going to click the eye icon next to image 1, unhide image 2, and we're going to select, make sure you have the layer that you're working with selected. Now here, we're going to click the layer menu, go down to transparency, and then add alpha channel. Now, we are going to use a different tool. We're going to use the ellipse select tool. So first we use the rectangle select. Now we're going to use the ellipse select tool. So go ahead and click on the ellipse select tool. You must click on it. And then below in your tool options, you want to go ahead and click where it says fixed. So check the box next to fixed. What this will do is allow you to create a perfectly round circle. Okay. So next we're going to drag around the part of the image that we want to keep. And then you'll need to adjust the shape. Whoops. Where did my box handles go? I'm going to go ahead and undo that there. There we go. You'll notice that it's moving perfectly in a circle. I'm going to drag it down. I'm actually going to, oh dear. My ellipse selecting is not loving me today. Let's try it one more time. You can see if you need to backtrack, you can certainly do that. Okay. All right, there we have it. All right, so once you have it how you want it, you're going to click the select menu and then invert and then edit, cut. And we have trimmed away those outer edges. All right, so now with our third layer, we're going to repeat what we did. On this third layer, you are going to unhide it. On the third layer, you choose if you would like to use the rectangle select or the ellipse tool. It's completely up to you. First, we need to repeat the steps: layer, transparency. Whoops, you can see I didn't select my layer. Don't skip that step. Now we'll click layer, transparency, add alpha channel, then select your tool. I'm going to go ahead and use the ellipse select tool again. Drag around the part of the image you want to keep. And my mouse is being really sensitive. That'll work. And then once you have it how you like it, you'll click the select menu and then click invert and then edit, cut. And there you go. So you should have cropped each of the 3 layers. The steps are select the layer, then go to layer menu, transparency, add alpha channel. You'll then choose the tool you're going to select with, make your selection. You'll then click the select menu and invert, and then you'll click edit and cut. So you'll do that for each of the 3 layers. At least one of the layers should have an image cropped with a perfect circle. All right, so we're going to go ahead and click File Save to save our work so far. And we're ready to move on. So with the next step, we're going to unhide our layers here. And now we're going to work on resizing and rearranging all of these images. So we're going to use 3 tools: the Move tool, the Scale tool, and the Rotate tool. This is going to help us make specific changes to our images. So the Move tool will just, right over here, looks like this, is going to allow us to just move the images kind of around our canvas here. As you can see. And the Scale tool, is going to allow us to change the size, which I want to do. So if you go right here to where it says Scale tool, you can choose an image. Now, I like to not have the background on and only the image that I'm working with visible. So when I click on this Scale tool, I clearly see what I'm working with. I'm actually going to cancel that scale. So if you lock this, it will keep that perfect circle. If it's unlocked, it will adjust separately. So I'm going to adjust my size there and then scale it. Then I can go back to my Move tool. I'm going to work with another layer here. I'm going to scale first. Use the box handles to resize, click and drag. Once you have it how you like it, I'm going to work with my last image. I'm going to keep this one a little bit larger. All right, so now I'm going to unhide all my layers and move them around like this. Now, the last tool that I have not used is the Rotate tool. And what this does is if you click on an image, move this out of the way, it's going to allow you to just rotate the image so it's not straight on. You can do this as you like. Make any other changes that you like. And once you have all of the images moved, rotated, and scaled as you like, that is the first part of the project. So we'll go ahead and click Save. And that's going to conclude the first part of this project. Now, you're not done with the project. We're going to go on to part 2 on the next video. So don't submit anything. You're not done. We're just concluding part 1, and we're going to move on to part 2.